So the first thing about running a successful business is knowing the numbers. What are the most important numbers when it comes to Amazon FBA? Well, that's your profits and your fees. I know a lot of beginners have trouble with how to calculate all of this, so in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. Coming up. What's up guys? Crescent here. On this channel, I share tips and strategy videos, just like this one, on how to succeed on Amazon private labeling. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Let's get started. Well, in the Amazon space, you hear a lot of terminology getting tossed around, such as the profit margin, unit costs, shipping fees, referral fees, and FBA fees, and whatnot, and it can get quite confusing when it comes to how to figure out what the total expenses and fees are and what you're ultimately making in profit. So let's dive right in, but make sure to stick around until the end. A lot of beginners are making the final profit calculations incorrectly, and I'll show you an example of why and where you've gone wrong. Okay, so first, obviously if you're planning to sell something, you have upfront costs with acquiring the product you want to sell. Well, with private labeling, what does all that entail? Well, you can group it into two general categories: the cost of the product and the shipping. Now, the cost of the product can be broken down further into more useful subcategories, as it would make more sense to know the actual cost per unit, and to do that, you need to break down the costs into the unit costs, which is how much each unit will cost, labeling, which is putting on the Amazon FNSKU item label, any customization, including adding an insert card or logo or branding, the shipping costs, and payment fees such as PayPal or using Alibaba's trade assurance fees. If you add all those costs together and divide it by how many units you purchase, that'll give you your per unit cost. Now, there's also an additional unknown cost, which is your advertising and Ppc costs, which I'll touch on later in this video. Now for the fees, Amazon charges you a referral fee, a fulfillment fee, and a storage fee. You can get a quick estimate of what your product fees will be by using the Amazon FBA calculator. I'll leave a link in the description. As far as the Amazon fees are concerned, Amazon charges a referral fee, which is 15% of the sale price, or $1, whichever is higher, and a fulfillment fee, or it's also called an FBA fee, which is based off the size and weight of your product. It will never change since the size and weight won't change. There's also a storage fee, which they charge based on how much space your inventory takes up in the warehouse. If your inventory remains unsold for 180 days, the storage rate goes up and they'll charge you a long-term storage fee. So make sure you don't order too much inventory at once. You should order just enough so your inventory turns over before 180 days. Now, after figuring out your unit costs, to figure out your profit margin, you simply subtract the unit costs from the sale price. However, as I mentioned earlier, there's still one unknown factor, which is your Ppc costs. After you've put together a profitable Ppc campaign, you'll derive a figure called the ACoS, which stands for Advertising Cost of Sale. That's how much money you spent on Ppc ads to get one sale. You can then add this figure to your total costs and deduct that number to get your true profit per unit. Now, I'm sure some of you are asking, well, what about your other costs, such as product research tools, or any courses you took, and Amazon account fees, etc.? Well, those are your operating expenses. You typically figure those expenses into your business profit and loss, not the unit cost. So let me know in the comments if this all makes sense to you now, or if I went too fast over something. Okay, so now that I've explained how the costs and fees break down, let's go over an actual example so you can see how the numbers actually work. So let's go over to Amazon and we'll use a rib rack as an example. Okay, let's choose like this one here, for example. So what we'll do here is, how do we get an estimate of what the unit costs from the supplier? So we'll go over to Alibaba and we'll look up a rib rack. And a good way to find what the cost is going to be is to find the similar product. It looks like this one looks pretty close. And you can see here it's going to cost anywhere from $1 to $5 per piece, and the minimum order is 100 pieces. So a good estimate is just to take the middle there. So let's just call it $3. And let's just assume that the shipping is going to be $500 to ship 500 units to the Amazon warehouse. Okay, we'll keep it simple. So each unit is going to cost $3, and it's going to cost $500 to ship 500 units to Amazon. And then of course there's going to be some PayPal fees if we use PayPal, and PayPal charges 2.9%. And you can see that if you go to PayPal's website here, that international payments are here, okay? So we'll just take 2.9% as the fee. And if we do that, then we'll get a unit cost of $3 times 500 units, which is $1,500, plus the shipping cost of $500 makes it $2,000, right? That's what you're gonna pay your supplier. And then, of course, there's the 2.9% PayPal fee, which comes out to $58. 2,000 times 2.9% is $58, so your total amount is $2,058. Now, if we take that and divide it by 500 units, we get a total of $4.12 per unit. Okay, so let's use those numbers in our example. So now we can go over to the Amazon FBA calculator, and I'll have a link to it in the description. And you need to have a Amazon seller account to be able to use this calculator, so just make sure you're signed up already. And what you want to do is, to make things easier, go back to Amazon on this listing, grab the ASIN, which always starts with a B0, and it's in the URL here. Take this and copy it. Go over to the calculator and paste it in here. And that way it'll grab the details from that listing. So you have the product dimensions, which is important because the fees are going to be based on the size and weight. Okay, you can see the unit weight is here. Now, you're not going to use this field, this column here, the your fulfillment, because you're not the one fulfilling it. Amazon's fulfilling it. We're going to use Amazon's FBA service, fulfillment by Amazon. So this is the right column is the side you're going to be entering information. And the item price here is the price you want to sell your product for. So let's just assume that I'm going to sell the product for $19.99. Okay? And then the ship to Amazon is how much the shipping is going to cost from wherever you're shipping it to get to an Amazon warehouse. And we've already calculated that into our unit cost of $4.12. So we're going to leave this blank. And then the cost of the product is $4.12. It's all in. The cost of the unit for all the labeling, any special customization, stuff like that, including the shipping, is $4.12. And if you click calculate, this calculator is going to give you a breakdown of all your fees and what your profit are. So if you look here, your referral fee, which they call the selling fee here, is $3. Okay, and this is again based on your selling price. It's 15% of the price or $1, whichever one's higher. Okay, and then your fulfillment fee, and that's what you're paying Amazon to fulfill your order. So anytime someone buys your product, Amazon is picking and packing it and shipping it to the customer and dealing with any customer relations such as returns, questions, and stuff like that. That's what you're paying them for, and that's $5.62, and that includes your storage fees. Okay, so if we click over here, you can see here the storage fee is 15 cents per month, and the fulfillment fee is $5.47 for a total of $5.62. Okay, so now your total cost in fees is going to be $3 plus $5.62, which is what you're paying Amazon, $8.62, and then plus your unit cost, right, which is $4.12, gives you a total of $12.74. And then your proceeds, which is your profit, is $11.37, which you can see here. All right, and this gives you your margin, which is 36.27%. All right, so your net profit is $7.25. So what's a net profit? Net profit is your $11.37 minus your cost of the product that you paid to have it manufactured, gives you your $7.25. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so now to figure out what your total revenue would be if you sold all of your 500 units, you're gonna take your sale price, $19.99, minus all your fees, which is $8.62, which leaves you your profit per unit of $11.37, right? So if you multiply that by 500, you get $5,685. And you got to remember that Amazon, every time you sell a unit, they already deduct the fees. And so what they're paying you every 2 weeks for in your disbursement is the proceeds, what your profit is. They've already deducted it. And that's where a lot of people are getting mixed up. Okay, there's no money coming out of your pocket. They're just deducting it from what the buyer pays you when they purchase the product. Okay, And so you have to also remember that you already paid for the original 500 units. So out of the $5,685, you already paid the $2,058. You don't need to deduct it again, okay? And then if you have to order another 500 units, subtract another $2,058. You already paid for it. That's where the confusion is, where a lot of people are wondering, how come I'm not making the money that I've projected at the end of the day? Well, that's because you're subtracting your original investment twice, okay? All right, I hope you understand how all the numbers break down and how to calculate your profits and fees from them. I'll also leave links in the description to the Amazon resource pages that show you the exact fees and the tier structures. All right, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up or share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And to make sure you never miss a video, click the bell icon to turn on notifications. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. There's also a link in the description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And as always, thanks for watching.